All right. Hey, welcome to 155. Welcome to 155. My name is Brandon Keller, and I'm the youth director up here. And tonight you're not going to hear from me. We got a special guest for you tonight. One of our adult volunteers is going to speak to you a little bit tonight about something that's on his heart. So last week we had some different volunteers helping out, but tonight you get to hear from a guy that has many names. I can't keep track of all the names. He goes by Chandler. He goes by Daryl. He goes by Kathy's baby's daddy. I mean, he goes by lots of different names. So give a hand up for Chandler as he comes out and shares the message tonight.
Talking not usually as loud as I normally am, so just bear with me tonight. So tonight's topic, we're going to talk about talent versus skill and what the difference is. All right, this guy right there wants to know what the difference between talent and skill is. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is skill. All right. All right. Now there's many things going on in this picture right here, or both of them actually. If we look at the one on the right, first of all, I don't know if the skill is the fact that Coltrane is standing on top of Haydn wearing a cape on a plastic bin that's not breaking, or the fact that Kat was able to take the picture in time to catch it. Either way, that takes talent right there. So the second picture is that's a cake, all right? And there's a story behind that cake. Right? Kathy was about 18 months pregnant during the time with Haydn, and she was craving chocolate. 18, I round up, work with me. 18, 19, it's all the same. So, she said, we were doing a baby shower, and I said, tell you what, I'm going to make a cake for you. I was going to surprise her too. Baking a cake is not really one of my skills or talents, all right? So I thought. So I was like, you know what, let me try it. So what I did is I made a chocolate cake and put chocolate goo in the middle of it, and then put chocolate fondant on top of that, put some like fruity sprinkles on it, strawberries, and there's like chocolate little Hershey things all around it. And then I put some flowers and made it all girly. The point is I had no idea I could do something like that until I did it. Now the person doing it with me, bless his heart. Yeah, he couldn't even crack an egg. We had to start over a couple times. So yeah. But come to find out, I had a talent for that. Meaning I didn't have to put in hours and hours of work to get it accomplished. Just read the directions, used my imagination, and I did it. So what we're going to talk about, the first thing is skill, all right? Skill is very different than talent, and a lot of people mistake the two. For one, it takes skill to drink ketchup out of a bottle without getting it on the white shirt. He failed at it, by the way, but the skill was that Kathy washed his shirt and it came back out white again. So with skill, there are many different skills that we all have, all right? But with skill is, whatever you put into it, that's what you're going to get out. The input is the output, all right? And it's only done through hours and hours and hours of working on your trade craft of what your skill is. It's not something that you just wake up one day and, hey, I'm going to do it. Skills are perishable. All right? What does that mean? Well, if I don't keep working at it, I'm going to lose it. And you can apply that to anything. You apply it to sports, you can apply it to music, you can apply it to cartoons, apparently. There it is. So, Donovan, what do you think a skill is? What would be your definition of a skill? Flying a plane. I would hope that is a very good skill, because I'm about to fly next week, and I'd be a little nervous if someone just decided that was their talent and they wanted to do it for the day. Let's see. What do you think a skill would be? Oh, bro.
Alright, I think a skill is something that you have to work at, you have to work and put effort into to get there.
Okay.
Example of one.
So, if we work at skills, all right, the hard part with skills is we don't know what our skills are. You don't know your full potential until you try something. We're going to get to that a little bit later as to why we don't try everything that we set our eyes on. All right? So that covers skills, right? So we got skills. To beat down, everyone understands what a skill is, right? It's something that you have to work hard for. Talent, on the other hand, completely different. Obviously, it's something you're born with, right? It comes from the earth. It's gluten-free. It's all natural. Earth. E-R-F. Paleo approved. All right? So if you're born with it, that means you necessarily don't have to work as hard to achieve that goal. And that's very frustrating for a lot of people when they try to do a skill. All right? We have different terms for it. All right? For example, with weight training, if you're born with a skill to lift weight, what do you call it? Oh, that guy's corn-fed, right? Just big for no reason, right? If we look at music as a talent, you're born with it or you're not. And if you're not born with it, you have to work harder than most people to be as good as what your level of perfection you think it should be. If we take sports, all right? Sports, you could be born with it, or you have to work hard for it. And to me, it's very frustrating when I see someone who has natural talent and they don't use it to the fullest potential. School was a talent for me. I didn't have to work very hard for it. I did very minimal effort and I got A's and B's. But my sister, it was a skill. Bless her heart, she had to work twice as hard just to get the A's and B's. Was it fair? Was I abusing my talent? So we talk about school, sports, music. So it comes in different shapes and varieties for talent. Public speaking is a talent. Most people would not want to be up here talking. The people that usually come up here on a week-to-week basis, they make it look easy. I've seen people back in the back there, before they go on, just sweating. Just profusely, just sweating, shaking. And they're like, I have to speak. And I'm like, well, why are you nervous? Just go out there and talk. I'm like, no, I don't want to. Another thing would be encouragement. That's a talent. Few words go a long way. I was talking to Cole the other day and I said, hey man, how's it like to be in 4th grade? About to be in 5th grade soon. You're a big man, right? Because in life, you never get to the top. There's always, when you think you reach the top, you get knocked down another peg. So elementary school, and then it's middle school. You're a 6th grader. You're bottom of the list again. Then you get to 9th grade. Or 8th grade, I'm sorry. Top. Then you're in 9th grade. Oh, freshman, no. But then I'm a senior. And then I'm a college freshman, no. But then I'm a college career senior. And then I have to join the real world, no. And then it just goes no from there on. The point is that words of encouragement, for me, when I was either a freshman, whether it be in college, music, sports, when someone bigger than me or was in a higher grade than me would just walk up to me and say, are you good? Do you get the assignment? Do you understand what you're doing? Are you lost? Yes, come here. And they'd walk me around and I'm like, okay, thanks. You know, I was locked in the bathroom for something, you know? But if we're real about it, when someone who has more talent or more skill looks upon you and gives you that one word of encouragement, man, it makes your day. Or if someone notices something about you. Like if guys, if you were to actually compliment a female without an ulterior motive, right? Your hair looks nice today. I always wear it like this. Yeah, but today it just looks nice on you. Oh, okay. Just like the same way if the lady friends would say, "You've been working out?" Oh, forget it. Your day is made. You're going home, you're taking all your large shirts, exchanging them for some mediums. Yeah, working out. I mean, just that one little word, "You've been working out." Now, she didn't say, "You haven't been working out." She asked a question. In your mind, you answered it. So, with what you take your talents, and you take your skills with, you need to do it in whatever it is to build up the church. You need to excel in gifts that build up the church. So that means don't bury it. All right? I have this friend, he's named Matthew. We go way back. And he talks a lot. Holy cow, this guy would not. I said, "You know what, Matthew? Enough. Take your thoughts, write it down, and put it in a book." So we did. Wrote a bunch of chapters and verses in it either way. So he says, "Chandler, don't bury your talents." I said, "Okay, well, so what's a talent?" And he goes, "Well, we'll tell you what, we'll put it to monetary terms." Right? So a boss goes and says, "Hey, I'm going to give you $10. He has 3 workers. I'm going to give you $10. First guy, here's $10. Go make more money out of it." Okay. Second guy, here's $5. Go make more money out of it. All right. Third guy, here's $1. Make more. Right on. So the first guy comes back and he's like, "Hey, where's my money? What'd you do with it?" He goes, "Oh, check it out. I invested it, played the stocks. Here's $20. I doubled your money." Sweet. Right on. Go ahead. Second guy took $5, doubled it, put it in the bank. High interest. $10. Sweet. So I got first 2 guys have doubled their money. Tell you what, because you guys did so good with the little I gave you, I'm now going to put you in charge of management level. Maybe like $1 million account. All right. Go to the third guy. "Hey, what'd you do with your $1? It was $1. What did you want me to do with it? I know who you are. You're going to beat me up if I don't double it. So I just put it in a mason jar and buried it in the backyard." "So you did nothing with what I gave you?" "Yeah. It's a win-win. You broke even. That's not what the goal was. I told you to make more money." So that guy basically fired him. Told him, hit the road. Moral is, all right? Hey, you guys should read this book. It's a great author. Right? If you ever get the chance, just Google #1 bestseller of all time and look for the book Matthew. Promise you. Any questions, come find me. So, when you bury your talents, that does nothing for anybody. All right? Now, he could have buried it for different reasons. He could have been afraid of failing, starting a project and failing. We're all afraid of failing. Now, if you guys know me, I'm going to keep it real. All right? I don't pull any punches. You're going to fail. I'm sorry. Suck it up. Right? No crying. He's really more upset because he couldn't eat the grass in that picture, just so you know. He was eating grass, and I was like, "Don't eat it." He cried. But you need to be prepared to fail. Because if you're not prepared for it, everything you've done for your talents and your skills, it's not going to mean anything. So you failed, you're going to sit there and cry and feel sorry for yourself, and you're going to be like, "Oh, the world hates me, my parents hate me, Obama hates me." What? What? No, that escalated quickly. No. So, you're going to find somebody else to blame other than yourself. Take responsibility for it. You need to look at all failures as a stepping stone for success. I tell the guys at work all the time, "Listen, I don't care what mistakes you make. Just don't make the same mistake twice. You make the same mistake twice, you can be prepared to do push-ups until I get tired." Think about that. Most people say when they fail, hey, I failed, and I fell flat on my back. Well, that's fine. Because if you can look up, you can get up. If you think you've reached the bottom, that means there's no place to go but the top. Failure does not have to define you. If most inventors, athletes, scholars, teachers, mentors, whatever noun you want to put in there, stop the first time they failed, none of this would exist in here. The light bulb, electronics, your phones. So what does that mean to be prepared for failure? That means I might have to be prepared to do some hard work. I might have to lose sleep. People say, how do you succeed? How do you get good in your skills? How do you take your talents to the next level? Well, you have to be prepared to lose sleep. You have to be prepared to go hungry because you're working so hard at it. No one's just going to give you a magic pre-workout, magic protein powder. Osmosis does not work. Sticking the test answers underneath your pillow at night and try to soak it in your head? No. And if you think it does, bless your heart. I'm not mentioning any names. So, keeping all that in mind, when you look at your talents and your skills, you need to do a self-evaluation on what you think your talents and skills are, and then how are you going to apply that. So it says, get the word out. Teach all these things, and don't let anyone put you down because you are young. Teach believers with your life, by word, by demeanor, by love, by faith, by integrity. So let's just look at that last part real quick. Teach believers with your life, word, and demeanor. Man. If you were going to lead someone to Christ based off your demeanor, don't answer it out loud, but do you think they'd actually believe you? By your word? By your life? Some people say, well, Chandler, listen, I'm not going to go and knock on someone's door and say, greetings, let me tell you about the love and the power of the whole Son of our great Jesus Christ. Say, are you ready to accept Him as our Lord and Savior? No, I can't do that. But your life is a testimony. Growing up, I couldn't do that. I was a total introvert. Me getting up here, oh no, that wasn't going to happen. So what did I do every day? It's called home training. That's what I call it. Listen to what my parents said. I was raised in church, and I just did right. So people would come up to me and say, Chandler, check it out. Why are you never stressed? How come things just seem to work out for you? You know, whether it be sports. You know, I'm not saying I was good at sports. Let's not get that wrong. No. And I would have an answer for them. I would say, I don't know. I'm just me. Well, something about you is different. What is it? I don't know. I go to church. Really? So what are you, like a Catholic, Buddhist, no, Christian? Oh, what church you go to? That one over there. Well, when do you go? Every night. I got, Sunday night prayer meeting, Sunday night everybody meeting, Monday night prayer meeting, Tuesday young people meeting, Wednesday deacons meeting, Thursday choir meeting. Yeah, my parents took me to everything. Yeah. I'm not saying I liked it, but I went. But just taking those little steps, because the way I live my life, other people want to know more. My dad, who I hold up like this, and most people do. Most people look at your parents, they hold them way up high. My dad was a construction worker for a lot of years. And most construction workers fit every type of stereotype you can imagine. Whistling at the ladies, drinking beer on top of a high-rise. And every day they'd come out at lunchtime, have their six-packs, break it out, and they'd have one Pepsi in there for my dad. And there you go. Wouldn't question him, wouldn't question his character, wouldn't call him names. They just said, that's what he believes, and he's not going to drink. And that was it. There was no debate about it. If you see my dad, you wouldn't debate him. I mean, he's just scary to begin with. By your life. by your word, by your demeanor. So let's take it over to high school. When you do sports, you miss a pitch, you miss a tackle, you cross the finish line second. What's the first word that comes out of your mouth? Yeah. Don't repeat. Don't say it out loud. When you see someone else fail, what comes to your mind? Do you laugh? Do you think, "Oh, I'm glad that's not me"? Do you think, "I'm definitely better than him. That's why I'm first chair. That's why I'm first string. That's why I'm varsity in your JV"? Did you call out their flaws? By love, by faith, and integrity. Man, that's a big one. As you get older, you'll see you don't have anything to fall back on but your word. That's it. That old saying, a man's only as good as his word, that goes true to this day. It doesn't matter what your job is. If I can't believe what you say at face value, our relationship's done. I have nothing more to learn from you or gain from you. So, I'm telling you all this. So what, Chandler? Big deal. Talent, skill, I don't have any. I don't know what's going on. How do I know? How do I know what the difference between a talent and a skill is? You know what? There's a lot of old school people in this room. I was going to say old folk, but I'll just say old school. It's probably safe to say we got about 300 years of combined wisdom in this room. The most frustrating thing for me is when I see someone, we'll just say 7th grade, giving another 7th grader advice about dating. What? No. No, that's like saying you have 2 junior mechanics both taking apart an engine and saying, "Let's put it back together." When you start a new job, you don't ask the trainee for help, right? You go to the trainer, you go to the supervisor, you go to the manager for guidance. Why would you go to your peer to get better? This back row has made, so many mistakes. So why would you try to reinvent the wheel and say, "I can do the same mistake, but I'll do it better"? No. Just listen to what they say and say, "I'm not going to do that." No. They get up here week after week, and then they go to a small group, and they tell you their stories, and they tell you their advice, and a lot of times it goes in one ear and one out the other. A couple weeks ago, Brandon gave a great sermon about finances. I bet 50% of you have not even put that into practice yet. I mean, that's cool. If you don't want a retired millionaire, that might not be for you. Might be for me. But if you don't want that, that's fine. You've already made that conscious decision not to do that. You can't say, "I didn't know." So there's 3 questions up there. My skill is, my talent is, and I'm going to honor God, church, and my talent and skill by. I can't tell you what that is. Sit down there and reflect upon yourself and write that down for discussion later. I'm going to honor God, church, with my talents and skill by. Because if you don't use God to honor that, it's not going to happen. You're burying it. You can ask all the old school people, if they've tried to do it on their own in the past, they get this close to the goal. They get that illusion that they succeeded. And then what happens? It gets chopped out right from underneath them. They don't. Because if you think you can do it on your own, it's just an illusion. You might think you get on your own for years. 3, 4, 5 years. I did this. When you think, I got it. I'm the one that put in the practice. I'm the one that was in the weight room. I'm the one practicing piano for 45 minutes a day. I did that. No. Because there'd be a time when you think you say I, God's going to take that talent away from you. He's going to teach you something by it, and you're going to have to work twice as hard to get it back. Example. I played piano for maybe 9 years, classical lessons. My own. I did it. Was playing great. I was going for a music major at UCF. And then I decided, you know what? No. I can just kind of skate by and do it. I'm that good. I don't need to pray about it. I don't need to ask God to help me. Long story. Obviously, I didn't major in music, and I failed out of college. So I can get down and kind of play the piano now, but if you look at senior Chandler versus now, senior Chandler would laugh at now. Future Chandler. You can't play for nothing. You forgot it all. I buried my talent. Now I'm trying to bring it back, so to speak. So while the band comes out and gets ready, on your connection card, there's questions. What are you going to do? You can wait, you can push it off, put it to another week, say, I'll deal with it next week. I got next season to do it. I got next season football. I can, how many people in here come to church here? Raise your hand. How many people every week walk through the door and see the same greeter every week? And they usually know your name. Feels pretty good. You might not have a skill or talent that I've mentioned here, but when you walk through that door and someone's there, just say, hey, how you doing today? Thanks for coming. I missed you. Where were you last week? Man, that makes me feel like this place cares. If you don't want to get up here and speak, why couldn't you do that? One of the cool things about church here, have you guys seen the bathrooms? They are immaculate. They got Listerine in it. I mean, Chick-fil-A's got Listerine in it too, so you know we're classy. But you know that's one of the most humbling jobs I've ever done is clean a bathroom. Not only my own bathroom, I mean like a public restroom. Ooh, Mufasa. So, band plays the prayer partners, go ahead and step on up. We're going to pray. When you go down to connectors tonight, guys, I want you to think about that. How are you going to take your talent, your skills to the next level? And how are you going to do it to better the church and better yourself? All right, let's pray. Go prayer partners. Go ahead and take it. Let's go ahead and pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for all that you've done, for constantly reminding us of the talents and skills that we have and that we see in other people. And I just ask you not to let fear stand in our way, because we realize it's not us that can do it. You're the one that's going to drive us through it. You're the one that's going to lead us home. And if we stray off of that path, there's a lot of old school people out there that are going to put us on the right path. Just help us swallow our pride and know that we can't do it on our own. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.